What's going on? Welcome back to Castle Sports Talk. Haven't dropped a video in a while, but here we are. It's draft night, so I gotta do what I gotta do. I'm gonna do a Chargers dream mock draft, and that's what people want to see, want to hear about, right? What are the best players? What are the best options you can get in this draft, and what could they do for your team? So I'm gonna be talking about the Chargers dream mock draft. So first off, let me start by saying, for me, tight ends and wide receivers will not be an option in the first round, considering our roster construction. Uh, Say what you want, but we have good wide receivers and tight ends, and a franchise quarterback who can get 4,500 yards no matter who he's throwing to right now. And the depth at tight end and wide receivers in this year's draft just gives us great options in the second round and beyond. No need to get Zay Flowers in the first round, who will probably get just 4 targets a game, competing with people like Keenan, Mike, Palmer, Eckler, and even Everett for targets. It's just not worth it, and it's not the win now move you might think it is. And then tight ends rarely have great rookie seasons, and most times take until their second contract to make a considerable mark in the league. Drafting tight end first round is not a win now move, especially considering we have Everett and Parham coming back. I am not going wide receiver tight end first round. That's my little caveat. And no, I'm not going Bijan either. With that said, here are my dream picks. Round one dream pick will be Nolan Smith out of Georgia. And drafting Nolan Smith would immediately make an already scary pass rush to a horrifying one for quarterbacks and tackles. You would just probably have one of the best edge rooms in the whole league. We have the best edge duo in the league, in my opinion, right now. But we really do need some formidable depth behind it, or else it means nothing when one or both of these guys inevitably get injured during the season, as we always see with Bosa and Mack is getting older. Nolan Smith would be the answer we need. We already have Chris Rumph in our edge room, who this franchise still has high hopes for, but Nolan Smith is much better than Rumph, even as a rookie. 6'3", 235 pounds, so he's a small edge, but runs an insane 4.39 40. 4.39, receivers don't even run that. I don't think Zay Flowers ran that fast. His talent is left and athleticism is special. Put in a rotation for his rookie year is a great idea for someone like Smith, to have him take his time to learn to use his smaller size in the NFL and learn what's the best way for him to play at without the immediate pressure to be a producing starter as a rookie. Everybody knows he has great speed, and absolutely he does. But if he comes into this team showing a high motor and a competitive drive to keep up with Mack and Bosa, then you have someone very special in the late first. I'm talking Pro Bowler by year 2. Has, in my opinion, a ceiling of the best edge in the class, but we'll see how he does with the smaller size than the other top edges in this class. But this is a dream pick right here for the Chargers. Plus, either Bosa or Mack are gone next year, and he'll be a necessary replacement for his sophomore year. A dream pick. I think tackle depth, edge depth, and cornerback depth is more important than wide receiver depth for the Los Angeles Chargers, because with only Mike and Keenan only playing like 30 snaps together, Herbert still threw for 4,700 yards. But tackling corner first round doesn't make as much sense as edge in the first round. I had people like Tyree Wilson fall to me in a mock draft once or twice, and that would also be a dream pick, but that'll never happen. I like Nolan Smith a lot better than the other edges like Van Ness and Murphy and McDonald. If we pass on edge in the first round, then the only edges that have a chance to fall to us in the second round is B.J. Ojulari, who I really like, and Keon White, and that's unlikely considering their first round talent. So I feel really tempted taking a tier 1 edge in the first round and not having to worry about someone falling in the second round or the huge drop off in the third round. Plus, like I said, Nolan Smith probably has the highest ceiling in this draft, aside from people like Will Anderson and Tyree Wilson. Nolan Smith is absolutely a dream pick. And I think honorable mention is Deonte Banks out of Maryland, first round. Cornerback, getting a blue chip corner would be priceless for this team and would pay huge dividends for our defense for the next 5 years of his rookie contract. So I think Deonte Banks is another dream pick. But speaking of quarterback, that leads me to round 2. Round 2 dream pick, I have DJ Turner out of Michigan, cornerback. I like other cornerbacks like Brents. I like Ringo, and I like Stevenson. I even like Clark Phillips. But I think DJ Turner is the best fit for the Chargers for the second tier of cornerbacks in this year's draft. Turner runs a 4.28 40. That's track star fast. That speed helps him play the boundary, aka the outside corner role, really good. He can run with the best of them when they break the turn up field on a deep post or when defending a deep streak. He can afford to lose and press a bit with that great speed. And that speed lets him keep up on anybody's toes if he does lose a little in press. Doesn't have great size, which is why he's a second-round pick, but a good size at 6 feet and 181 pounds. Breaks on the ball really fast, is evident of his blowing up screens in college film. His on-field speed can put him in positions to make really good tackles if he really improves his technique on that. He can play slot with his amazing 6'2", 9'3" cone. That will translate in the NFL to his having a quick change of direction on those nifty routes slot receivers like to run. So he'll be able to keep up in the slot. His speed doesn't come from being a lanky 6'3" guy with long strides, so his play will be quick enough to be good at the slot. He's just naturally athletic and is very fast and quick, which makes him versatile. Isn't the biggest guy, so he won't be the best tackler and isn't the most polished college corner, but he's pretty damn good and, in my opinion, very versatile. He can play the slot and boundary. And listen, with a versatile corner, we can put Asante, Michael Davis, JC, and Derwin in positions that they are most comfortable and most useful for us. And we can be fully prepared for any injury from any of those guys. Last year, being forced to throw Ja'Sir Taylor on the outside in a playoff game because Callahan can only play slot made the Jaguars explode offensively in the second half. Blew a 30-point lead in the playoffs for it. So I think Turner is a great fit in LA. I really like the second-round receivers. Like, I can pick Jalen Hyatt as a dream pick. But I can still get a very solid receiver later. I'd rather have DJ Turner in the second round than reaching for a receiver here instead of only walking away with someone like Corey Trice as a cornerback in the third round who can only play boundary and might not even win a job against Ja'Sir Taylor in training camp. DJ Turner will absolutely be able to beat out Ja'Sir Taylor in training camp. And, you know, if you look at someone like Clark Phillips, I like Clark Phillips a lot too, but he's probably going to only be a slot corner, and that's it. I love his game, though. I think he'll be a great slot. But if there's a team with a depleted cornerback room, then you take a guy like Clark Phillips. Get guys in there that can just straight up play cornerback. Anybody, regardless of play style. But Chargers have actually a lot of guys in their cornerback room and need the right kind of cornerback that will fit. And the answer is a versatile one that doesn't necessarily have big weaknesses, and that's DJ Turner. My honorable mention for second-round dream pick is someone like Jalen Hyatt. Round 3, my dream pick is Luke Musgrave. I really honestly don't feel like the Chargers need a tight end. Like, I really don't. But these players on round 3, but Musgrave and someone like Kraft or Kuntz at tight end, these players in round 3 just make sense to not be a dream pick for the Chargers. McKitty sucks, but I really like Parham and Everett, and those are two good weapons for Herbert. So I'm not sure why everyone feels we need a tight end. Before I dog on this pick a little, my own dream pick a little bit, I got to say Musgrave is really good. Musgrave projects as an above-average tight end in the league, and his strength is his receiving ability, which is really good. It stands out. And he will have good receiving numbers at tight end for his career. I think he's a lock as a good receiving tight end in the NFL. So I like his talent, but Musgrave as a rookie will not be a better receiver than Everett is right now, and most likely will not be a better blocker than Parham is right now. So what will Musgrave really add as a year 1 tight end waiting for targets behind Keenan, Williams, Palmer, Everett, probably behind Parham too. Can't forget Eckler and whatever wide receiver rookie they add, regardless of round. He'll be 8th in line for targets. Like, come on. What will he really add year 1? Maybe like 20 to 40 receptions with a touchdown or 2. But this wouldn't be a pick that moves the needle in year 1. But this would be a pick that's beyond year 1 for a 4-year duration of his rookie contract. Everett is on the last year of his contract, so is McKitty, and so is Parham. So the reason I like Musgrave as a dream round 3 pick is because you're probably only re-signing one of those guys. Then this round 3 rookie tight end from 2023 can step up and be what Everett was for you, but much cheaper with longer contract control. We could go somewhere else in the 3rd round, like wide receiver, of course, safety, even running back. But a tight end in the third round in this stacked tight end class just makes too much sense for the Los Angeles Chargers. I mean, I could also be wrong about this Musgrave guy, and he can come in and outperform Everett his rookie year and drop a memorable season. Something like 60 receptions and 60 touchdowns. That would really make this a dream pick, like a home run pick. So, yeah, high ceiling tight end in the third round is the way to go here, and wait for a receiver later. Definitely not a first-round tight end. So, third round sounds about right. I feel like all the Charger mocks out there, people just are hyper-focused on where they get wide receiver and tight end, when I'm really focused on edge and corner. But it is what it is. All right, so round 4, we're getting towards the end. Tyler Steen, offensive tackle from Alabama. Not much to say here. First of all, coming from Alabama, great program. Get starters from these programs for late round flyers, and you'll do fine in every draft you do for GMs. Tyler Steen is a really solid all-around tackle. Projects as a guard or tackle. Has a lot of tape as a pull blocker, and has the athleticism for it to translate to the NFL and do that same thing. Has really good size with no negatives in terms of measurables. Shows pretty decent strength, and I like him a lot in the 4th round. Jamari Sawyer last year out of Georgia will now be a starting guard, which is well-deserved, and I'm excited for that. But that leaves a huge hole at swing tackle. And Steen is the dream value answer in the 4th round. A rookie contract that doesn't have huge expectations for this roster. But Trey Pipkins isn't elite and leaves room for Steen to develop and move ahead of him despite Pipkins' well-deserved new 3-year contract. I feel so comfortable having Steen in Los Angeles on a cheap contract as our backup tackle, coming from such a great and reliable program like Alabama, who just churns out NFL talent. I have an honorable mention for round 4. This is my last honorable mention, and it's Corey Trice. And I know I talked about him, how he's not versatile and only a boundary cornerback. But if you could get Corey Trice in the 4th round, I don't care if you get a corner in the 1st round and safety in the 2nd round. You pick up Corey Trice in the 4th round. He's 6'3", runs really fast, moves really well, and he's a really good developmental guy that can produce year 1 and year 2, just only as a boundary corner, not as a slot. All right, so let's move on to my round 5 dream pick, and it is Trey Palmer, wide receiver. I'm pretty sure out of Nebraska. I didn't write it down here. He most likely won't drop to the 5th round, but hey, this is a dream pick, right? He should probably be a round 4 selection, to be honest, but that would be too rich for me to call it a dream pick in the 4th round. If he drops to the 5th round, that's a dream pick. But Trey Palmer, a straight-up speedster, 4.33, 40, which is very fast, can absolutely, definitely stretch the field. That's his game. He went to LSU and couldn't get too much starting time, although he was explosive with minimal opportunities in LSU and was scoring touchdowns in the special teams. Transferred to Nebraska, I was right, transferred to Nebraska his senior year and broke out with over 70 receptions, over 1,000 yards, and 9 touchdowns. There's a chance he can fall if teams don't think he can put it all together in the NFL. And if the Chargers get a chance to get him in the 5th round, that would be a dream pick. I mean, if we get Nolan Smith, DJ Turner, Luke Musgrave, Tyler Steen, and then Trey Palmer in the 5th round, I would literally be crying. I kid you not. Literally, I'd be crying because I'm telling you that would be a dream. Round 6, our last 2 players is Noah Sewell. With the 5th, 6th, and 7th round, you want to get guys that will come in there and compete, will come in there, compete with the starters, and will add energy and are really like maybe specialists that are really good at one thing. And that's what Noah Sewell is, linebacker. He's an old school power linebacker that is lethal against the run. Offers nothing against the pass, but is lethal against the run. His size is scary. The strength and will he plays with is perfect to help this run defense. And it's about time the Chargers try to stop the run by investing in their linebackers a little more rather than their interior linemen. Signing Eric Hendricks, linebacker from the Vikings, and drafting a high floor linebacker should do the trick. And will help this putrid run defense. I'll be happy if I can add Sewell to this linebacker room to help with the run defense because that's what his specialty is. The defensive line struggled so much with injuries that progression from last year's run defense is almost a given. But with Eric Hendricks, rookie Sewell as a dream 6th round pick, a healthy defensive line, and another year of Staley tinkering with this run defense, I think we can see a middle of the pack run defense this year, and that would be light years away from where we've been the last 2 years. I think Sewell in the 6th round would be clutch for this team and would pay dividends his rookie year. Last one, Marte Mapu out of Sacramento State, safety. People project him to be a linebacker maybe 2-3 years into his career. So he's a project guy, but I really do think this guy can be really good at run defense. Again, addressing our run defense. I was dying for the Chargers to get a safety linebacker hybrid last year, but it didn't happen. I like the guy out of Nebraska, JoJo something. I forget his name, but we didn't get him. I hope it happens this year with Marte Mapu. He's 6'3", and he's a safety, by the way. I don't know if I mentioned that. 6'3", and a very willing and hard hitter in the box. And that's just someone I want on my team right now. Every single year, if you can get a hard-hitting safety that's willing to tackle in the 7th round, I'll get it every single year. Played college as a safety and was a ball hawk with 6 picks in his last year. So he will probably start off as a safety, but might transition to a linebacker, though, like I said. And that's how good he is at run defense as a safety, that he could transition to linebacker. I would love to see him develop into what Adrian Phillips was, who I think is now playing for the Patriots, or develop into an off-ball linebacker that can hold his own with his weight, but just with the safety background, really be good at his zones and man coverage. Derwin is the best safety in the league. Check, we got him. JT Woods is our deep zone specialist, and Marte Mapu can be our run specialist at safety to make that safety room make sense again after Nazir Adderley retired. Have Alohi Gilman, JT Woods, and Marte Mapu throw haymakers at training camp for playing time, and they will all come out better safeties. Marte Mapu is a dream pick in the 7th round. And that's my dream mock draft. I want to say I want us to get defensive line, but I really do like our defensive line room. It just struggled with injuries last year. I think Otito Ogbonya will take a huge step from being a rookie last year. He got injured as soon as the time he started to gel. I do like Austin Johnson. I do like Austin Johnson's run defense, but I meant to say I do like Sebastian Joseph Day. We've seen him make plays. I think he has a lot more to offer to us. Austin Johnson, I want to see more out of him, but I do like his run defense. So he's coming back out of injury. He's there. And we got Morgan Fox, who we know will produce. We've seen him produce last year, his whole career, and he's really good. I'm glad we got him back. I think we can wait to draft defensive interior linemen until next year. So those are my guys, top 7. I will say it again. Nolan Smith, round 1. DJ Turner, round 2. Round 3 is Luke Musgrave. Round 4 is Tyler Steen, offensive tackle. Round 5 is Trey Palmer, wide receiver. Round 6 is Noah Sewell, linebacker. And round 7 is Marte Mapu, safety. I'm excited for the draft tonight. I will be doing more videos on analyzing on what the picks materialize to be. And I'm excited to talk to y'all soon. I'll see y'all next time.